And before there was a Domestic Violence Awareness Month or a week, a 12-year-old boy witnessed its wrath. Jason Richardson didn't fully understand what he was seeing 25 years ago or how he was somehow connected to it. It was the scene of the worst mass murder ever in DeSoto Parish.
Investigators say DeSoto Parish has never seen such a mass murder.
I don't know if we've ever had one of this multiple victims.
Jason Richardson remembers the mass murder. He was at the movies with his parents, who are in law enforcement. They had to leave the movie early.
And I still vividly remember every sight that I saw.
At around 9:30 p.m. on July 23, 1994, James Baldwin drove to J.O. Woodfin's home,
armed with a sawed-off shotgun to punish his estranged wife and anyone helping her.
He shot and killed his estranged wife and 3 men. Jason was just 12 years old.
And literally watched one of the men as he was dying, and then vividly recall a friend of mine's father that I played ball with at that time that was one of the victims as well.
2 of Woodfin's young children witnessed the shooting.
They hid here in a fort they had built behind his trailer house. Then when the shooting finally stopped, they ran across the road to get help from neighbors.
We was in the house and the 2 little boys they come running through the woods over there, hollering, "My daddy's dead, my daddy's dead, he's been shot."
It was a crime of passion. Baldwin's wife, Elizabeth, filed criminal complaints for domestic violence and battery.
That's what brought her over here. He beat the hell out of her.
After 8 years of marital strife and violence, she was finally leaving.
Actually, that night, I identified the 4 people.
Carol Sue Richardson knew Baldwin's wife. They talked just days before.
I said, if you don't get away, he's going to kill you.
Carol Sue knew the signs because she was the victim of domestic violence in her first marriage to James Baldwin, the convicted killer.
But when I was looking at her, it was like, this could have been me.
Carol Sue and Baldwin were married about 6 years.
Throughout the whole time I was with him, I never once reported the first thing.
She tried leaving 6 times.
One of the times, he didn't even know I left, because I left and I was back before he even got back to the house.
She was afraid and she felt guilty. Experts say that's common among domestic violence victims.
If I wouldn't have said this or I wouldn't have done that, he wouldn't have done that, it's my fault.
The last time he hit her, she was holding their infant son.
It was all about the little sticker on the license plate. I had gotten it, but I had not put it on it. And I had Jason in my arms, and when he reared back to hit me, because it made him mad, and I threw my head back, he hit him. And that was the last day I stayed with him.
Her son Jason, who was 11 months old at the time, is now the sheriff of DeSoto Parish.
We deal with domestic violence much differently today.
Sheriff Richardson understands it can be frustrating and dangerous when an officer is responding to a domestic violence call.
You go to the same location multiple times, and you give opportunities and options for somebody to get out, and you don't understand why they keep going back.
Once his mother did leave, she had to go from one relative's home to another. DeSoto Parish now has a safe place for victims.
Many times they're scared to leave simply because they don't have anywhere to go. Well, that's not true. They have places to go, and we're here to make sure that they know where those places are at.
Looking at her son now, her decision to leave didn't just save her life, it changed his.
For his biological dad to be where he is, and then for him to be where he is. And he is, he's got a heart of gold.
His biological father is on death row. They want victims of domestic violence to know there's hope.
No matter what you've been told or what has been said to you to make you feel like maybe you're worthless or no one else would have you, that's not the case.
There is a way. There is an out.
And according to a report by the National Institute of Health, 1 in 4 women and 1 in 9 men are victims of domestic violence. But the number could be much higher because it's considered to be underreported.